What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Today's live is going to be about adversity. I don't really know how to explain it, but rebirth. Real talk, rebirth. And what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that number one, I recognize that when you are trying to create a whole new life for yourself, a whole new reality for yourself, you have to be able to ignore everything that does not look like what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jada, listen to what I'm about to say. A lot of times when we are asking for things to come into our lives, we don't recognize how things may look ugly, things may seem ugly, things may seem like they're not working, but in reality, everything is working perfectly fine for you. But if you entertain the outside reality too much, what you may start to do is create a feedback loop where you react to things. And when you're constantly reacting to things with a negative emotion, more of those things pop up in your life. So this is why the people who tend to look at things that are negative and find something positive from it tend to have more successful lives, because they never allow something negative to give them a reason to react negatively. Because the more you react negatively, the more you receive that negativity. You feel me? That's so true. Trying to ignore the negative and seeing the blessing rather than, even then it's like, I wouldn't even say like, ignore it. That's a great word for it. But it's just, I don't want people to think, well, I'm just going to act like it's not there. No, it's not that you want to act like it's not there. What you want to do is you want to act like it's not negative. You want to act like it's here to serve you. You want to act like this your next step. You want to see everything as everything is working for me. Everything is working for me. Everything is here to develop me to be the person that I need to be. And you know what? I don't know why I'm starting to wake up. I'm starting to wake up. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to, like, today started off real slow for me. And I feel like I needed to come on live because it's not just about me. I feel like I received a download through my own struggle today that I was supposed to come on here and talk to y'all about it. And the reason why I say this is because I could have easily been so upset with the negative emotions that I felt earlier that day. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and go off. And I'm gonna just go ahead and talk to y'all about what I need to talk to y'all about. Number one, I know for a fact I woke up today and I still kind of feel it, where it seems like everything is kind of like bothering me a little bit. Like everything is kind of getting me irritable a little bit or annoyed a little bit. And I just want to tell you that when you find yourself getting in that state, that means that you are responsive to the outside realm, and you need to get your frequency is not where it needs to be. So instantly what I try to do is meditate. Instantly what I try to do is I try to get my breathing right. I try to move from the heart, right? Because only you being in your lower three chakras will cause you to be so irritable. That means that you're not moving from your heart chakra. And listen, let me tell you something. I'm not one of these spiritual bullshit people. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not one of these spiritual bullshit ass people. These people who just tell you everything is positive, everything is light, everything is this. That's not the case. And that's not truth. Like, we have to understand that everything is not light. And if you think everything has to be light in order for you to live a happy life, my love, you are completely mistaken on your journey. Because the very thing that you may consider dark will probably be the thing that transforms you the most. So we have to stop running away from the negative or stop running away from the darkness, because believe it or not, the darkness is what's going to allow you to transform the most. That's why this live is called rebirth. That's why this live is called transformation. Because in order to transform, you have to be willing to die. You have to be willing to literally break apart. You have to be willing to go down deep in the soil. You feel me? Like, I had to tell myself, man, listen, stop all that negative thinking. Stop all that getting in your head. Stop thinking that everything is against you. Nothing is against you but yourself. You get in your own way. You know why you irritable? Because maybe you haven't been doing your practices like how you needed to. You know why things are annoying you so easily? Maybe because guess what? You haven't been meditating. You haven't been breathing like how you're supposed to. You know you have a big height. You know you have a big destiny. You know you have a lot going on. Thank you for the gift. You know you have a lot going on. You know you have a lot going on, and you know that your destiny requires you maybe more maintenance on yourself. You know? But like, the reason why I even came on this live was to wake myself up and to wake you up. So when I talk to this camera, like, I'm not, for the next couple of minutes, I'm for the just straight channel and straight vibe. What I need y'all to do is I need y'all to just drop fire emojis, hype this shit up, because all I'm for to do is I'm going to ask the ancestors, I'm going to ask spirit, I'm going to ask whatever needs to be said to y'all. That's all I'm for to do. I'm for to just talk from the heart, quite frankly, because I noticed that when I talk from the heart, that's when I help people the most. That's when what needs to come out needs to come out. So let me go ahead and take this little mic off, because I'm about to, girl, I'm about to spit, child. So check me out. First things first, stop thinking that things are against you. They're not. Stop thinking that things are against you. The only thing that will be against you is your numerology if you are enemy, if you in your enemy year, okay? But most of y'all are not in your enemy year. So let me explain something to you. You keep thinking such negative thoughts. Like, I gotta really wake you up, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I need to wake myself up. I feel like in my language, you know what? I'm gonna give myself grace to be able to say everything I need to say without worrying about how it comes off, without worrying about if it's too mean, if it's too rude. I'm just gonna speak from my heart, truthfully. And I want y'all to know that everything that I'm about to say is from my heart, and I want y'all to run up the likes on the live. I'm gonna start off with something simple. Lock in. Lock in. Now, you've heard this before, all right? But let me tell you what's different about this. You keep getting in your own way. Let me tell you why. Every time things start to move for you, you start to get momentum. You start to get shit going for you. You forget your fundamentals. You forget what works for you. You forget what got you there. You start thinking that the easy shit that got you there, you don't need to start doing it anymore. You feel like you did your imagination, you did your meditation, you don't got to do it anymore. You did your yoga, you did your workout, you don't got to do it anymore. Baby, let me tell you something. You never stop doing the fundamentals. Even Kobe Bryant, when he was freaking MVP, all-star, all that shit, he was still hitting free throws right at the rim, because guess what? The fundamentals is what makes you great. You know that waking up and doing your meditation is what gets you going for the day. Why do you always fall off the wagon and you stop doing it? The very thing that give you your mojo, the very thing that give you your energy. Listen, stop listening to what everybody else is doing in their life. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm waking up. You know what works for you. You know what works for your energy. And you stop. You don't do it. Consistency is the key. I had to talk to my friend today, right? And I was like, damn, people don't even know what they be sitting on. Everybody's so used to thinking that they don't have enough of this. A lot of people so used to thinking, I don't have, I can't, I this. Man, I got this friend, right? And she don't even know. Listen to me, because some of y'all is the friend that I'm talking about. I have a friend who don't even know what she's sitting on. My friend got 32K on Twitter. My friend got 100K on Instagram. My friend has an audience. You know what I'm saying? And she talks to me about her relationships, and she don't realize that all of the friends that she's had have been such poor reflections of her, and she don't realize that she can't see herself as who she really is, because she keeps being around people who see themselves as small, so then she thinks that she's small. And I'm just like, dare to think big of yourself. Dare to not worry about people thinking that you egotistical or you this. That being humble shit is causing you to be friends with people who are not even on your level, because you're too busy like, I don't wanna. I said, friend, you keep hanging out with people who competing with you. You keep hanging out with people who don't have the same morals as you. You're like, your biggest lesson is that you keep losing friends. And I'm just like, the reason why you keep losing friends is because these people don't reflect how big you are. So they never were going to be able to be around for long. Because as you keep growing and expanding, these people keep feeling a type of way. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of y'all are so afraid of seeing you as how big you are that it causes you to befriend people who see you as small. Therefore, you start seeing yourself as small, or you befriend other people who also view themselves as small. Thank you for the gift, Spiritual Shift. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? And I started to realize that I view myself as small, or I view myself in a way that I don't really see how big I am. Therefore, it causes me to not get the results that I want. It's not that I attract, for me, my problem is not that I attract wrong people. See, for y'all, you got to ask yourself, what is my limiting beliefs manifesting in my life? Really think about what I'm saying. What are my limiting beliefs manifesting in my life? Because some of your limiting beliefs may not be manifesting negative friends, but it may be manifesting smaller results. Because you don't see yourself as the type of person to make $1,000 in a day, $2,000, $3,000 in a day. And that's something that I started to recognize. Everything about our success is determined based off of how we view ourselves. So if you don't view yourself as big, you're never going to get big results. Period. You're never going to get big results. And I had to sit with myself and realize that, bitch, you need to remember who the fuck you are. You need to remember who the fuck you are. You need to stop worrying about how people treat you, because people are treating you in accordance to how you treat yourself. So if you don't act like you a big deal, you cannot expect nobody in their right mind to treat you like a big deal. And then when you start to treat yourself like a big deal, and if somebody else has a problem with it, then that lets you know where your past self, your previous self, still resides in that person. I hope you listening to what I'm saying. Y'all run up the likes on this live. We got to get this live to like 200, 300 people, because TikTok, I need you to stop playing with me. I need you to stop playing with me. I'm one of y'all OG live creators. Push my shit out there. Because I decree it. Because I say it so. Because I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I recognize too. Like, you got to tell the universe, you got to tell the world, bitch, I deserve it. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? What is you talking about? I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be successful. I deserve to be successful. Fuck is you talking about? And you got to start looking at people who don't treat you how you see yourself, and you got to look at them and say, fuck is you talking about? You feel me? Like, I had to realize, like, one thing about me, it's not like me to ever have to be in lack. It's not like me to not have. It's not like me. You feel me? So when you start to see these negative thoughts come in, you have to tell yourself, change, 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 change. Whenever you feel that familiar feeling of who you used to be come up, you got to tell yourself, change. Because I'm not allowing my previous self to fuck up what my future self has coming in. I'm not allowing nobody to come in my life and try to make me a side character, or try to make me forget that I am the star in my life. You feel me? Like, I just realized that, you know, one little L, or one little loss, or one little failure, and you start thinking that you ain't shit. Man, you better remember who you are. Remember what you have done. Thank you, Lakeisha, for the gift. Thank you, Spiritual Shift, for the gift. Remember who you are for real, bro. Because I'm trying to tell you, when you don't know who you are, it will fuck up everything in your life. Because when you don't know your value, guess what happens? You start to give everybody a discount. You start to give everybody discounted prices. And when you give everybody discounted prices, everybody is benefiting off your energy but you. Because you're not even getting what you're worth. You're not even maximizing. You're not even receiving profit. So I recognized, I was like, man, I need to get myself together, and I need to remember. You feel me? And it's like, it's not even like getting myself together like I fell off. No, it's like getting myself together, like taking it the next level. You've been playing on this level that you've been on far enough. You get it. You've mastered it. You're like Mario. You've played this level over and over and over again. You know when that nigga about to pop up. You know when that unicorn about to come and get. You know everything about this level, baby. It's time for you to move on to the next level. But in order to move on to the next level, you have to have confidence that you'll be able to move in the unknown. A lot of y'all are afraid of the unknown because you're afraid of not knowing what's going to happen. But if you know that you are divine for success, you should know that good things are going to happen even though you can't see it right away. Move into the fog even though you can't see exactly where it's taking you. You feel me? Like, I had to realize God knows exactly what it's doing. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. You feel me? So I was like, all right, bet. I just got to remember. Remember who the fuck I am. Remember who the fuck you are. And I had to realize, man, ain't nothing about me cheap. I don't charge cheap prices. Ain't shit about me cheap. Everybody can look at me and tell that's a luxurious bitch right there. You damn right. So why the fuck you keep forgetting? Why you keep forgetting your energy? Why you keep forgetting that people like literally look at you and be like, damn, like you a star. People can see it. People can see it. But let me tell you something. If people see that you a star, but you keep acting like you the crowd, then eventually people will treat you like the crowd too. Thank you, Tia, for the gift. Thank you, Lakeisha, for the gift. I appreciate that so much. You know what I'm saying? Somebody called you regal. So let me ask you, when are you going to start acting accordingly and knowing that you are? You feel me? Like, you... Sometimes... when you don't see yourself as how you're supposed to see yourself, it's going to take trauma. It's going to take something negative, like somebody breaking your heart for you to be like, you know what? I'm the prize. Why did it take somebody to break your fucking heart for you to finally realize you've been lit? Why does it take you losing that friend, losing that job for you to realize you've been lit? Because sometimes a negative is the only thing that'll cause such a shift in you for you to be like, you know what? It's time to reinvent myself. That's the period that we're in right now. We are in the period of life where it is time to reinvent yourself. And let me tell you something. I have been studying so much psychology on this, understanding the psycho-cybernetics, understanding the mentality. Like, I learned that there are some people right now that can go ahead and get a whole facelift. Can fix a whole scar on their face, but would still act like they're the person with the scar on their face. And that's when I recognize, wow, success is really something that you have to believe in. You have to literally believe you are destined for success. And a lot of times you may not believe it until you do enough work. So here's my thing. If you're the type of person where you don't believe that you deserve success, you probably haven't done enough work to give yourself enough evidence to believe that you've done it. For example, that's why some people decide to work very hard and outwork people, because they know if I outwork people, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be successful. So then, you know, some people don't have to work as hard as other people. But you have to remember, some people work hard for evidence for themselves. Does that make sense? Because they know that if I worked harder than everybody else, I deserve it. You get me? And what I'm trying to break down to you is that your deservingness, your worthiness, you feeling like you good enough, bro. It's you feeling like you're good enough. Baby, it's not your product. It's not your business. It's nothing but how you think about yourself. You simply don't think that you're big enough. And until you finally realize, you know what, I'm the shit, you're never going to act like so. Because guess what? Confidence isn't in your clothes. Confidence isn't in your money. Confidence is you knowing thyself. That's why the first rule of life, I really believe, is the law of mentalism, knowing thyself. Because when you know you the shit, can't nobody convince you otherwise. Nobody can convince you otherwise. But you may say, well, Ori, how do I know I'm the shit? I got to use my hands for this now. I got to use my hands. I got to use my hands, child. So you may say, well, Ori, how can I know I'm the shit? Well, guess what? It's the practice that you do. It's the work that you do. If you don't do the work day in and day out, you're not going to think you're the shit. So for example, and the work is what creates the aura. The work is what creates the energy. Let me give you an example. You want to know how to be your most magnetic self, your most successful self? My love, yoga, Pilates, something athletic. You want to know why? Because when you start to do anything exercising is connected to 11. 11 is the number of charisma. The more... You got her? I'm trying to put her in the back because she's eating food. I told you. Put her ass up. This dog crazy. This dog. Y'all hear this dog? You hear her? Y'all hear this dog? Let me get her. Hold on. Come here. Hey, no. No. dog crazy. This dog. Yo, this dog is crazy, man. See, that's the problem when you get them little shits. That's the problem when you get them little shits. When you get them little shits, you see, that's a little shit that thinks she bigger than us. That's a little shit that thinks she bigger than us. Anyways. Back to what I was saying. What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing I said? Oh, magnetism. I know what I was saying. So, this is what I was saying. I was saying that in order for you to be your most magnetic self or your most successful self, the version of you that feels like, yo, I'm on top of my shit. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Can't nobody touch me. It is in how you take care of yourself, how you love yourself, how you value yourself. You are a business. You are a business. According to the United States, you are a business. You feel me? So what you have to understand is that when you doing your Pilates, when you doing your yoga, when you doing your work, you have this type of pride about yourself. You have this type of pride about yourself because you know, oh man, I'm working on myself. I'm breaking through challenges. I'm doing things that I don't want to do. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you may want to do yoga, but you don't want to hold that pose for that long. That shit hurt. But when you continuously do things that you don't want to do, it grows an aspect within your brain, your prefrontal cortex, and you start to have more pride. You start to have more success. You start to love yourself a lot more because you know you weathered the storm. You know you were doing things that other people wasn't doing. You feel me? And it's like you keep falling off because you fall back into comfort. You're like, but I don't want to do that. And that's the thing. The moment that you tell yourself you don't have to because you don't want to is when you're going to start falling off. You have to continue to do things that challenge you in order for you to feel worthy of success. If you keep doing the same thing that's easy for you, you're not going to feel like you deserve a big break. You're not going to feel like, but guess what? When you posting a video every day, let me block this motherfucker. When you posting a video every day, hold on. Block. Oh shit, no, I did not mean to do that. So when you're posting a video every day, you're eventually going to be like, I deserve followers. I deserve subscribers. See, the thing about it is that when it comes to manifestation, people are thinking that manifestation, I don't have to do anything. And let me break this down for you. Do not believe that in order to manifest, you don't do anything. That's not fact. And I'm going to break it down for you. Some people say, well, what do you mean? Like, I thought I could just visualize and things will come to me. Well, guess what? Visualizing is also still doing something. You get what I'm saying? You meditating is still you doing something. That's still the work. You get what I'm saying? Another thing I want to tell you too is, and listen to me real fucking good when I say this shit. When you truly manifest correctly, let's say you do your meditation, right? And this conversation is only for who's supposed to hear this. My intention is that whoever is supposed to hear this live will receive this live, okay? Let me help you understand something, okay? And y'all keep running up the likes. Let's get this to 100,000 likes. So let me explain something to you, okay? When you meditate and you visualize the version of you that you want to become, or you meditate and you visualize the life that you want to have, if you did it correctly, you're instantly going to be inspired to do something, because that is inspired action. Think and Grow Rich talks about this. And this is why I tell people, don't ever tell me you want to be rich, but you have not read Think and Grow Rich. Okay? Think and Grow Rich. Y'all need to read that book if you're talking about something you want to become wealthy. Because if you never listen to Think and Grow Rich, you're never going to understand the way you're supposed to think in order to succeed. People, you're going to think it's bullshit. You're going to think it's just yappity yap, when in reality, it's a science. It's a science. So one thing that Think and Grow Rich talked about is auto-suggestion. Now you may say, what is auto-suggestion? Auto-suggestion is when you programmed your mind enough to the point that your thoughts have already been suggesting you positivity or more thoughts like that. For example, when you go on Instagram and you like these pictures, like these videos, it keeps suggesting you this type of content. Well, guess what? When you program your mind the right way, it is also like an algorithm. Where do you think these algorithms on social media is coming from? It's coming from them studying the mind. What you got to understand is that this matrix, this computer system is connected to the brain. It's connected to us. That's why they're trying to link technology and humans together. Because this one thing, technology, is modeling the human. So if you think technology is oh so powerful, you should look at the inspiration. You. So now let's go back to how to meditate and how to, from the beginning. So when you meditate correctly and you visualize correctly, you're going to get out of that meditation like, oh my God, I want to do this. Let me tell you why. And I'm going to break it down with be, do, have. If you ever heard of be, do, have, let me break it down to you in a different way. All right. And I love this statement of be, do, have, because I feel like this is really the key to becoming something. All right. A lot of y'all are just trying to do the thing. And hear me out. A lot of y'all are just trying to do the job that gets you $1 million. A lot of y'all are just trying to do the business because you want to have this certain type of thing. But a lot of people don't teach you. And this is the difference between me as a coach. Period. This is the difference between me as a coach, because before I could ever tell you what to do, here is the plays. If you aren't the person that knows how to run the play, you cannot do it. And you cannot have the things that you want. Before we can ever tell you how to run that business, you have to first become the person that can run that business. And that's what people don't understand. That's what manifestation is about. You have to become this thing. You get what I'm saying? And then here's this thing that David Goggins talks about. This is why I love David Goggins, because people think David Goggins is just a very physical person. Go run, go do this, go do this. When people don't understand that all that physical shit that he was doing was for his mind. And that's why he tells you, you don't have to run miles and marathons. You don't have to be like me or do exactly what he's doing. He's trying to show you that he is purposely trying to break his mind to do the things that he wants to do to become who he needs to become. A lot of y'all think that, well, I'm just going to do what David Goggins did and I'm just going to run. But that's not what you need to do. You need to ask yourself, what is the most challenging thing for you? Maybe you don't like to talk in front of crowds, so that's what you should be attacking. Maybe you feel like I don't like posting myself. That's what you should be doing. You should be doing the very thing that makes you like, I don't want to do it. You should be doing the very thing that makes you feel like, oh man, I feel like shit. I feel like you have to do that. You have to do the things that you don't want to do. Thank you for the gift, Lakeisha. Thank you for the gift, More Sunshine. Thank you for the gift, Spiritual Shift. So then when I started to learn that, I was like, damn, I got to start challenging myself in a type of way that completely restarts my brain. And I had to realize, okay, David Goggins, he's trying to train his mind to know that it's stronger than what it thinks. Because a lot of us think that we are only able to do this much. When in reality, when you start to test the brain and you start to tame the body, you start to realize that you're able to do way more than you think. I'll give you an example. I did 100 TikToks in a day. In the middle of me doing it, I was like, I don't know if I can make it. And then when I finally did make it, I felt pride in myself. I was like, you know what? If I could make 100 videos, I deserve to be one of the best. I was like, man, if I could do this, I deserve. And it gave me a type of, you know what I'm saying? It's not about always doing the thing to the extreme. It's about doing the thing that is going to break your mind, that is going to strengthen your mind. And a lot of y'all, the thing that may strengthen your mind may be easy for somebody else, but hard for you. And don't judge yourself on that. You feel me? Like for me, it could be washing the dishes. But for you, washing the dishes is therapy. So that's not what you need to do. What you need to do is the very thing. Like, for example, I love getting on the camera. That's easy for me. But for you, it's challenging. And it opens your mind up. So the moment that you start talking on the camera, it feels uncomfortable. But once you get good at it, you start feeling pride in it. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Learn how to break your brain, break your mind. When it's telling you, no, I don't want to do it, you tell that brain of yours, you tell that mind, listen, I control you. I control you. That's the thing. A lot of y'all don't recognize that your brain is doing its own thing. Your body is doing its own thing. When your body tells you it doesn't feel like it, you just accept that. No, you say, listen here, motherfucker. I have to do this. So you're gonna do this. Don't tell me what you're not gonna do. Because some of y'all have let your brain and your body run when it's your soul that's running both of them. You are the creator. Stop allowing the physical reality to bully you. You feel me? Like your body telling you, oh, I don't want to lift anymore. I don't want to lift anymore. You tell that motherfucker, listen here, bitch. You better lift this shit. You better. Because if you don't, guess what? Your ass is going in a cold shower. You like a child, like an animal. You have to sit your ass down. And guess what? You got to train your brain too. Don't think your brain off limits too, because your brain will pull some bullshit like try to bring up your ex. Hold on now. You got to tell your brain, hold on now. Who the fuck you think? Is you on my side or they side? Is you on my side or they side? Because why is you bringing up the past? And that's something that you have to remind yourself too. Stop living in the past, because you living in the past, you constantly thinking about the past. Guess what? That bitterness is going to keep you there. And you're never going to be able to see what's coming if you always looking behind you. Ain't shit back there. Ain't shit back there. I'm telling you, there's nothing back there for you except pain. And the only time you should ever be looking in the past is to remember who the fuck you are. You hear me? You hear me? The only time you should be looking in the past is to remember who the fuck you are. You feel me? And I was listening to David Goggins. And David Goggins was talking about, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up, because boy, it was so good. I want y'all to hear this shit. Y'all gonna be like, damn. Because this live is about rebirth and recreating yourself. So let me let y'all hear this shit.
I've kept a journal for years. Lightly. If you've survived acute trauma, I've transferred your mind. I got my training from TAC, the jury of into their soft, forgiving.
So I'm not going to sit here and try to find it, but let me break it down to you. Basically, David Goggins' mom was abused by her husband, right? And I want y'all to listen to this. Eventually, she left the husband after being abused and ended up getting a PhD. She ended up doing all this dope shit, right? You know what David Goggins told his mom? David Goggins said, you should write a letter to that nigga and go to his grave and read that letter and tell his ass, after everything you done, I took my soul back. And I was like, damn. Maybe I should write a letter to all the people who fucked me over or traumatized me or did whatever they needed to do and give them thanks because they created a beast. Because for me to survive the shit that you put me through, for me to survive the shit that I went through here, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, maybe whoever it is, write a letter. And you don't got to read it to them. If they passed away, go to the grave. But you don't got to read it to them. But sometimes you need to remind yourself, you know what? I need to reintroduce me to me. I need to reintroduce me to me, and I'm going to write a letter. For example, my father passed away. My father cheated on my mom. My father did all these things that made my life a little bit harder growing up. And when he passed away, it did a lot of shit. So I decided I was going to write a letter to him and read it to him and tell him, you know what? I'm grateful for what you did. I know shit got fucked up, but I got to reintroduce me to you. And I got to reintroduce me to me, because you may not have known that this shit fucked me up so much that I had to take my old soul back. I had to create this beast just to be able to deal with the demons in my life. Are you hearing me? Like that just hit my heart. Like, are you hearing me? Some of y'all need to realize that if you cannot deal with the demons that is in your life, you might need to create and invent someone who can. You see, I used to be so sensitive. I used to give my love to everybody. I used to just open myself up. Fuck that. I had to create a new me in order to be able to protect myself and to succeed. And that's why when shit happen in my life that fucks me up, I don't be like, damn, it took me this, it did that. I say, you know what? This just requires me to build another version of me. This just requires me to reinvent myself. This just requires me to invent a new me. Because you know what I recognize? All of the successful people that I've met or that I've looked up to had all created a different version of them to be able to deal with the fucked up shit that life was bringing to them. Kobe Bryant created Mamba. You want to know why? Because sometimes it can get very hard to balance the light and your darkness. And sometimes the darkness needs its own personality to be able to get this shit. Because guess what? Some of y'all don't realize that your light holds you back sometimes. Because your light is not always meant to fight everything. Sometimes your darkness, because you are in this 3D realm, you were giving a shadow. You were given a darkness. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said you only heard your mother's side of the story. Have you ever heard your father's side? Have I heard my father's side? Let me just tell you something. My father is Jamaican. You really think about that. Think about Jamaican men. Let's be for real now. Let's be for real. Fresh off the island. Thank you. I'm trying to tell you something. like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said one-sided. Baby, I did not hear one side. 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 Y'all niggas coming to me about my own journey and how I processed it. Y'all need to get the fuck out my journey. I already told you how I processed it. I already told you. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to both of my family members. This shit happened in 2017. I went through my own process. You don't gotta tell me shit about my process. I don't need to hear shit about how you think I gotta process shit. You feel me? So I'm trying to tell you, like, I've done all of that. That's why I'm able to tell you this shit. That's why this shit is moving you right now. That's why this shit is so real for you right now. Because I went through the darkness. I felt that shit. I felt the guilt. I felt the anger. I felt the forgiveness. And then I felt the love all over again. So trust me when I tell you. You know you done went through the process when you no longer mad at them. You know you done went through the process when all it does is make you better. So trust me when I tell you. I've looked at the truth. I've looked at the pain of it. And I said, thank you. Thank you. You feel me? If you still have bitterness, and that's the thing, like, some of y'all are still haunted by your trauma. Some of y'all are still haunted by your trauma because of the fact that you're talking about one-sided this or one-sided that. If I just told you that I've gained forgiveness and love for everything that I went through, what makes you think that I look at this person bad or negative? You see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how deep it go. Because for people who think I'm only looking at shit one-sided, let's take it all the way back to slavery times. Let's take it back to the fact that I said he's a Jamaican man, right? All right? So let's talk about it. Jamaica and the Caribbean islands were a part of slave trades, right? So that means that these Caribbean people were used to falling in love with someone, impregnating someone, and being separated from them. Okay? So I understand that also on a bloodline level, right? This is what I say. When you're educated enough, you don't blame people no more. You don't blame people no more. And then I started to realize too, a man from Jamaica who didn't have anything, the moment he starts to receive everything in Miami, ego. He loses it. He loses control. I understand. I understand. Even if you think I don't understand. You feel me? So it's like, I realized that when my father passed away, everything that came to me was, Ori, family. Build your family. Because guess what? When there are infidelity, when a household is broken, the child can pick up karma. So when my mom and dad came together and then he started to sleep outside of the relationship, that can create karma onto the offspring. You get me? So I want y'all to understand that you wouldn't even be listening to me right now if it wasn't for what I went through with my father in my life. I wouldn't even want to help people. I wouldn't even want this destiny. I wouldn't even have this. So everything that I went through, good and bad, caused me to be here in this very moment, doing God's work, talking to people, trying to help people work through their trauma. Because a lot of people have become victim. And I'm sorry if I'm yelling. This is just real passionate to me. Because I don't want none of my people especially to ever think that their life is a mistake, or for them to think that the shit that they going through was meant to ruin them. When in reality, baby, your ancestors have been through things that you could never ever imagine just for you to be able to walk today. So yeah, my father did what he did and happened to do whatever he did, but that man made it from Jamaica to Miami, created a life. You feel me? And he got as far as he could with what he knew. You feel me? So then it takes us as the offspring to look at our parents and say, man, he was a drinker, so I'm going to drink. Or man, he was a drinker, I'm not going to drink. You feel me? Like you here because you the person that your bloodline is going to get washed because of you. Your bloodline is going to be cleansed because of you. You get me? You're the one that's going to create that change. And guess what? You're going to go through this same process of looking at your trauma and asking yourself, man, why did I go through this? Why did I go through this? Why did I get put through this? Let me tell you something, baby. This is the hero's journey. This is why I never fall into victim mentality or be like, why me? My love, you are on the hero's journey. That means that you need conflict. You need adversity. You need an antagonist to grow. Neo was never going to become Neo without Mr. Smith. And I need y'all to understand that that was the whole point of the last Matrix, for us to realize that this whole time, Neo, thank you, Chandra, for the gift. Neo created Morpheus and Mr. Smith. And you're like, damn, Neo created his enemy? Yes. 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 And that's why I keep telling y'all, stop demonizing the negative. Because a lot of y'all don't even realize that you probably created that own negative in your life, or God created the same negative out of himself to be able to give you purpose. Guess what? If there was no negative, I wouldn't have a purpose. I would have no need to talk to you about being positive if there wasn't a negative. My art wouldn't have the depth that it had if it didn't come from pain. You can't grow muscles without pain. You cannot train yourself without pain. You have to go through a breaking process. You cannot build without destroying, baby. You cannot. That's why the same waters that can fuel you, that can build you, that can help you grow, can also crash on you and kill you. Because the same force that can make things happen is the same force that can take it away. I say, man. I say. And that's when I realized, damn, that's profound. I'm over here looking at my enemies like, oh, fuck you, da-da-da-da-da. And then I realized, damn, I should really be thanking my enemies, because my enemies put me in a position of pain. My enemies put me in a position of fight that I never was going to put myself through. Excuse me. That I never was going to put myself through. Neo had his enemy kill him. And because his enemy killed him and he wanted to succeed and he loved his partner so much, he had a whole rebirth. Do you think he ever would have killed himself to see if he could? No. So what I'm trying to tell you is stop looking at your adversity as like, oh my God, like, why did this happen, baby? That very thing that you're like, why did it happen to you? When you process it enough, when you heal from it enough, you'll realize God gave you a gift within it. God, there's a reason why they say diamond in the rough. That's why they always say pressure makes diamonds. That shit ain't no little cute little thing to say. No, baby, that's facts. That's facts. I learned the most when I got fucked over. I learned the most when I got hurt. Man, pain creates character. And you know what's funny is like we don't realize that we're in our own movie and we need an antagonist for our movie to be exciting. We don't realize that. And why do you think they say, nah, let them go through it? Because it builds character. And then think about when you watch your favorite shows, you're like, damn, that character development was so good. Think about it. When are you going to realize that you are Truman? And that the more adversity that you surmount, the more your story is an Emmy-nominated, Oscar-worthy movie. The more shit you surmount. And then you know how much respect you're going to have for yourself when you surmount shit. Let me tell you something. The kids that grow up not going through any type of problems or not having to solve things are the kids that are probably not going to be as successful growing up. Because if your kid is starting to navigate problems early on and they do it successfully, nothing is going to break that child. Nothing is going to break that child. That's why putting your kids in sports is such a great thing, because the kid gets to go through that developmental process of life in a sport and it's still fun. For example, getting your ass beat as a kid. That shit ain't fun. It's not scoring any points as a kid. That shit ain't fun. That shit break your heart. But when you do score that point, you're like, yeah, you start to have faith in yourself. You start to believe in yourself. You start to feel a type of way about yourself. So I'm trying to tell you, you got to have your ass handed to you a couple of times for you to learn. Look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, his first playoff series, that man airballed 6 times. Do you know Kobe Bryant needed that shit for him to say, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm never going to let that shit happen again. Some of y'all got to go through shit one time for you to say, I ain't never going to let it happen again. You had to get played with a little bit. You had to get disrespected a little bit. You had to get tossed around a little bit for you to say, this shit ain't never going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Reinventing yourself is a science. It is literally a science. And let me show y'all something. I hope I could show y'all this. How change is created. Hold on. So y'all can see this. How change is created. Guess what it says? Number 1, the idea. Number 2, thoughts. Number 3, feelings. 4, plan. 5, habit. 6, commitment. 7, lifestyle. 8, change. See, 2025, the last number of 2025 is 5, which is the number of change. So a lot of y'all don't understand that 2025 is going to be very fucking uncomfortable. Because number 1, 2025 adds up to 9, which is endings. And then the last number of 2025 is 5 changes. So a lot of y'all are going to go through endings. And a lot of y'all are going to go through changes, which is not always comfortable. But if you are able to get comfortable in the uncomfortable, baby, nothing is going to defeat you. Because you're always able to adapt. You feel me? You're always able to adapt. And that's what I recognized. I was like, ain't shit taking me out. I made up in my mind I was never going to be defeated. And even when they think it got me, guess what, bitch? Ha! I'm back. You have to be resilient. But you also have to do the work. Because guess what? You're not going to have the confidence to believe that nothing can take you out if you know you're not doing the work to stay afloat. Come on now. You gotta do the work. Everybody drop a fire emoji if this resonating with you. Everybody drop a fire emoji if this shit resonating with you. We about to go into the second part of this live. The second part of this live is called Mastering Your Aura. I need y'all to run up the likes on this live. Let's get this to 100,000 likes. I told you, I said this live gonna get to 200 to 300. I said it. I said I want this to happen. You see, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta be brave enough and bold enough to say, no, this is going to happen. Thank you for the gift. This is going to happen. So I said, you know what? TikTok been acting kind of funny. It ain't been showing me no love. So you know what, TikTok? I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna give me the love I need. You feel me? So we're going to move into the part of this live that is called Mastering the Aura. I need everybody to comment down right now. Master your aura. I'm about to break some shit down. Everybody comment, master your aura. Master your aura. Comment that shit down. Your aura, not oil, baby. Your aura. You funny. All right, bet. So let's talk about this, right? We're talking about how can I master my aura? How can I master my aura? Real talk. Let me tell you how you master your aura. By understanding that mastering your aura isn't some type of superficial shit that everybody's talking about. Like, everybody's talking about this just magnetic shit, and everybody's talking about it in a way that is very root chakra. Everybody's talking about magnetism in a way of just being like beautiful or seductive. And I'm just like, wow, a lot of y'all don't recognize how much potential magnetism and mastering your aura really has if you just get your ass out of the root chakra and you get your ass to the crown chakra. Mastering your aura is understanding how to master your own electromagnetic field. And when you master your own aura correctly, it's almost like you start to see an effortless nature to your life, right? Because whenever you master anything, it becomes effortless. Some of y'all are working too hard. And what I mean by that, and this is not to conflict what David Goggins was saying. When I say a lot of y'all are working too hard, what I mean is some things don't take as much thought as you thought. Does that make sense? Like, for example, trying to work hard on your art does not make sense to me, because your art is something that needs to be in a flow. Does that make sense? Now, if you're doing something like lifting weights, if you're doing something like something very physical like that, then okay. But we're talking about, how can I attract the things in my life that I want? And let me tell you something. Look at the word that you use. Attract. 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 Let me tell you something. David Goggins wasn't working hard to make money. And in fact, he was never doing it for money. That's why I say you're working too hard. David Goggins was working to master himself, because he knew, if I mastered myself, everything else will work for me and come into my life. Some of y'all are working hard on things that are only just side effects. And what I mean by that is, you're working hard on money when money is a side effect of being in alignment with your passion, being in alignment of mastering yourself. And let me tell you something. Mastering your aura isn't easy. It's simple. It's simple, but it's not easy. And the reason why it's not easy is because it requires you to break the habit of being yourself. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Let's go ahead and pull up. Let me pull up my notes. I'm not playing no games. Let's pull up the notes. Let's pull up the notes. Because y'all don't know. A bitch studies this. A bitch studies this. Y'all have no clue what y'all got yourself into. Y'all got no clue what y'all got yourself into. Let me see if I can show y'all. Y'all have no clue what y'all got yourself into. Do y'all know how long I've been studying this? Like, y'all have no clue. Y'all have no clue how long I've been studying psychology and what makes successful people successful. Energy architecture. People think that this shit is all hard work. No, sweetheart, it is spiritual work. And that's why I say it's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple because it does not require you to do physical hard labor. That's not what makes it hard. What makes it hard is the consistency and breaking through, right? So the one thing that we were talking about is mastering your aura is a science. Look at this. Mastering your aura is a science, right? So a lot of y'all did not know that your body has meridian points. So in those days when you don't feel great, when your energy don't feel high, guess what? You probably don't make as much money. You probably don't manifest as well. And the reason why is because this is a energetic realm. This is a spiritual realm. The physical is ruled by the spiritual. That's why it's called mind over matter. Everybody comment mind over matter. Everybody comment mind over matter. And I want y'all to know 2025 is going to be a very spiritual year, because guess what? Let me teach y'all something. 2025 is going to be a spiritual year because it's the year of the snake. All right. And if you guys know, in every religion, the snake was the symbol of wisdom. Okay, so that's why in 2025, a lot of people are going to be searching for wisdom, occult knowledge, and wanted to know the truth. And the truth be told is, the reason why I'm on here on this live today is because I want you to reinvent yourself for this year. I want you to shed your skin like a snake, because a lot of y'all will be going through that process. And let me tell you something, shedding your skin does not always feel good. Because you're going to have a level of reflection. You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to look at yourself and say, damn, this is where I've been holding myself back. This is where I've been holding myself back. So let's start off with the blueprint, crafting a life they can't resist. Crafting a life they can't resist. And I like to think about the snake energy almost as the darkness within you too also. Okay? So crafting a life they can't resist. Number one, I want y'all to let y'all know before I get started, I'm about to give y'all a lot of free information. But for those that want to take it to the next level and they want to start learning the science of how to be able to reinvent themselves according to neuroscience and according to psychology, I have a sale going on. The full price of my package of Master Your Aura is about $400. But today alone on this 8-day, you can get it for $280. And guess what? After I finish reading this to you, you're going to realize that my teachings is not like all these other people on here talk about how to be magnetic, how to get everybody to look at you. That is so surface level. There's a difference to get people to look at you, and there's a difference when people feel you. Okay? I've been talking for about an hour, and some of y'all are on fire from what I'm talking about. The reason why is because it's an energy thing. And before I even break it down, let me tell you something. Energy architecture. Energy architecture. If you're a person that wants to sell things online, if you're a person that wants to be a music artist, if you're a person that wants to build a big YouTube, if you're a person that wants to draw a lot of people to you, you need energy architecture. And let me break it down. Energy architecture is understanding that the only way, write this shit down. I'm about to give y'all a fucking gem right now for free. So even if you don't buy my class, you left with something. That's the difference between me and everybody else. Even if you don't buy shit, you get value. Let me break some down. The only way to be able to influence a lot of people is to have more energy than them. Are you hearing me? Hello? I hope you hearing this shit. The only way to influence people is to have enough energy for the whole room. That's why 11s, people who are born on the 11, Tony Robbins, who is literally one of the best life coaches that there is right now, is a double 11. 11s carry a lot of emotional energy, and that's why they're able to inspire people at a mass level. Kanye West, an 11 also. If you're born on the 11, you're probably a person who have lots of energy. And the thing about it is that if you don't know how to control all that energy, it can either build other things up or destroy you. That's what I'm telling you. You think everything is about how hard you work, how hard you work. No, baby, it's about how well you can master your own energy. Because there are some people that have so much emotional energy, they get depressed. There are some people who have so much energy that they don't know what to do with it. You gotta work out. You gotta work out. You gotta work out. And listen, let me tell you something. Do not let my price deter you from being able to learn from me. Okay? Do not ever let a price make you feel like, oh, I don't know. I don't think. I'm telling you facts right now. Okay? So if you are born on the 11th, if you are born on the 20th, if you are born on the 29th, you have to use your emotional energy to get to where you want. Let me break something down. Y'all know this guy Quan? Cause I'm trying to tell you, I be studying this shit. Y'all know that guy Quan on YouTube? You know that guy Quan on YouTube? Let me show y'all. Y'all know this guy Quan on YouTube? Y'all know this guy, right? Do y'all know this guy? Okay, let me tell you why he is so successful. And let me tell you why he is going to continue to be successful. All right? First of all, let's talk about the fact that Quan has a tattoo on the side of his neck that is the number 29. Let's talk about that. Quan's birthday is on the 29th. Okay? So 2 plus 9 is 11. Let's also talk about the fact that Quan is a 22 life path. Let's also talk about the fact that he is a 22 life path. July 29th, 2002. So let's do the calculator. So let's do the calculator. Hold on, I'm gonna do it in front of y'all. I'm gonna do it in front of y'all because I want y'all to see this shit. Calculator. So 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2. Oh, y'all can't see the shit. Let me do it over. Let me do it over because I want y'all to see it. I want y'all to see it. July 29th plus 2 plus 2. He is a 22 life path. So I want y'all to understand, guess what? Even if you wanted to be like this nigga, you can't. You can't. And let me tell you why. Because the energy don't lie. You don't have 11 energy. You don't have 22 energy. He got the 2 most magnetic numbers that there is. He is a double master number. He is an 11 and a 22. Of course he was going to blow up. He has the energy. A lot of y'all be looking at people and asking, damn, why they blew up? It's their birthday. Let's look at XXXTentacion. Let's look at XXX. Let's look at XXX. Let's look at his birthday. January 23rd, 1998. Thank you. Thank you, 33. 33. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, guess what? These numbers are only important because they are a measurement of energy. So again, when I tell you, it's the people who have more energy than everybody else. And that's why they're successful. Now, let's go back to what I was talking about with my class, right? So, what you have to understand is, and this is what I loved about X. X understood that it's an energy thing. That's why he always said, this is what he said to academics. He said, you see how Lil Uzi Vert had a whole rollout? He had a whole campaign. He did all this shit and he sold his album, da-da-da-da-da. And then academics was like, yeah. And then XXXTentacion was like, you see me, all I did was post it and tell my people, go stream it. He's like, you want to know what's the difference? He said, what? My energy is purely mine. And that's what y'all got to understand. Energy doesn't lie. There are some people that's trying to act like they're that person. And there are some people that are actually that person. It's energy. So let's get into it. And I want to let y'all know that my class, my Mastering the Aura, teaches people how to use their numerology to get the most out of life. So for example, I told you if your birthday adds up to 29, then you're an 11 life path. The way that you get your energy to its highest is working out and using your emotional energy. You see, the thing about my education, you've never heard it anywhere else. Everybody telling you, oh, how to be magnetic, but they're not taking into consideration your birthday plays a part. Your birthday plays a part. So let's continue going. Anyways, so let's talk about the blueprint, crafting a life they can't resist. There are 2 types of people in life. Those who move through the world unseen, blending in the background noise, and those who mere present commands attention, seduces opportunity, and draws the world towards them effortlessly. Let me read that over. There are 2 types of people in life. Those who move through the world unseen, blending in the background noise, and those whose mere presence commands attention, seduces opportunity, and draws the world towards them effortlessly. Thank you guys for the gift. I am her, just Jen and Crystal. Okay? So this is not luck or coincidence. This is architecture, energetic architecture. This is deliberate design rooted in mastery of energy, personal style, and self-belief. A way of living that pulls life towards you instead of chasing it down. In this world, momentum is everything. With it, every step becomes a stride, every day a victory, every encounter an opportunity. Without it, life is sluggish, resistance is heavy, and desires feel out of reach. Those who understand this principle, how to spark and how to sustain momentum, become the ones that others watch, envy, and imitate. Do y'all hear that last word? Imitate. Do y'all hear that last word? Imitate. Imitate. You see, that's one thing that I've noticed about people like X and Quan. Everybody imitates them. I wonder why. It's an energy thing, okay? That's why I try to tell y'all, there are some people who don't have as much as you have. They don't have the same type of quality, but it's like they're blowing up faster than you. It's like they're getting more money than you, but it feels like they don't even have what you have. That's because it's not about what you have. It's about the energy that they carry while doing it. It's about the intensity. So, you know, some people feel like, but I'm more talented. Baby, again, you're thinking the wrong thing. It's energy. There's a reason why, like, they talk about some players in the NBA. Like, let's look at LaMelo Ball, right? Everybody's listening to that, driving in that corner, whoa, whoa, with Jello Ball, not realizing that LiAngelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, their father is a 33 life path. Their father is a 33 life path. LaMelo Ball is a 33 life path and a 22 life path. He's a 33-22. So I'm trying to tell y'all again, when y'all look at people who got aura, look at their birthday. You feel me? But guess what? There are certain aspects that can be taught, which is learning how to use your own energy. If you can play to the strengths of your own energy, guess what? You can be a Michael Jordan level in your own energy. So for example, if you're a 5, you need to be using your looks. You need to be using your sexual energy. You need to be using aesthetics. Look at, what's his name is? Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis isn't known for how smart he is. Gervonta Davis isn't known for none of that shit. Gervonta Davis is known for how good he is in boxing, but also his aesthetic. He's a 5. So let's continue. And again, like I said, if you want to tap into my class and you want to grab my package, which is the magnetism class plus the seduction of money class, click the link in my bio. The full price of it is $400, but today only, because it is an 8-day, you can get it for $280. The link is in my bio. It's only for today, so take advantage of it. Let's continue going. So, in this world, momentum is everything. And we talked about that, all right? They possess that undefinable quality, an aura so potent, so magnetic, that the rest of the world feels like they are playing catch up. This report is your gateway into becoming that person, the one who leads, the one who set trends, who others build their dreams around. The game of life isn't won through force, but finesse. Through energy that flows like water yet burns like fire. Remember, I said water can crash on you or it can build you up. When you learn to embody that duality, seductive yet purposeful, composed yet bold, you shape a life that others long to experience. This is your opportunity to learn the rules of attractions, influence, and self-mastery, all right? So that's basically what my Mastering the Aura package is going to teach you. It's going to teach you how to learn the rules of attraction, influence, and self-mastery, okay? And you're going to use those tools to construct a personal reality that feels like it was stolen from a dream, your dream, all right? So let's get into it. Let's break it down. I hope y'all are taking notes. Are y'all taking notes? Are y'all taking notes? Because I'm giving y'all some free game right now. After that, baby, you're going to have to pay that price. All right? People don't follow logic. They follow energy, emotions, and desires. So again, if you want to know what makes certain people have cult-like fan bases, if you want to know what makes people so successful and everybody loves them, is their ability to draw on people's emotions. Okay, so for example, if you look at Kanye West does shit purposely to get people emotional. He will say out of pocket shit just to get you to react because he's an 11 life path. 11s are emotional. And guess what? People will respond more to emotions than logic. If I make you feel something versus me telling you something, you're not going to remember what I told you, but you're going to remember what I made you feel. Does that make sense? You're not going to remember what I told you, but you're going to remember how I made you feel. You want to know why? Because emotions, you can feel them in every cell of your body. You feel me? And if I make you feel an emotion that inspires you, or if I make you feel any kind of emotion, you're going to remember that, all right? If you move through the world with magnetism, doors open where others see walls. You become the person people want to be around. Not because of what you say, but because of what you radiate. This is the essence of power, not force, but presence. Presence, okay? But magnetism requires momentum. The universe responds to movement. Remember what they said about life, vibrations. Everything is constantly moving. So if you're staying stagnant, guess what? You're already not in line with the universal law. Think of life like a game. The more you move boldly in the direction of your vision, the more aligned events, opportunities, and people gravitate towards you. The trick is to become the person who never loses motion. Someone who flows smoothly from one moment to the next, accumulating influence like a river gathers force. The person who moves with momentum sets the rhythm others follow. Did y'all hear that? That one little section right there, like, motherfucker, you need to take a screenshot of this. Like, you need to take, y'all need to take a screenshot of this shit. Let me read this one more time. Think of life like a game. The more you move boldly in the direction of your vision, the more aligned events, opportunities, and people gravitate towards you. The trick is to become a person who never loses motion. Someone who flows smoothly from one moment to the next, accumulating influence like a river gathers force. The person who moves with momentum sets the rhythm others follow. But let me tell you something about being magnetic. If you're afraid to set the tone, because you're afraid of how people will think about you, then guess what? You're not ready to be influential. Because in order to be influential, you have to be able to be disliked. You have to be able for people not to agree with you. You get me? So only those that don't give a fuck about what nobody think about will be open to setting the tone. And guess what? If they don't want to follow your rhythm, let them go. But guess what? One thing about me, I'm not following nobody else's rhythm. You'll be surprised at how many people are actually willing to follow because they don't want to be a leader. You'll be surprised. A lot of people say they want to be a leader, but yet their actions show the tone of a follower. I'm trying to tell you. So when you're bold, you'll be surprised how much people will submit to you. Let me tell you something. I am a Scorpio. And I always tell people this, and people may say, well, what does a Scorpio have to do with anything? Scorpios are very strategic. Scorpios are very observative. Scorpios are very psychological. Scorpios know how to read people. Scorpios know how to peep game. This is what I do. I study psychology, and I've been studying since I was 18 years old. 2018, 2017. You feel me? I picked up my first psychology book. And that's why I've been studying this. Let me tell y'all something. My magnetism class, we have over 300, almost 400 people in the class. We have almost over 400 people in the class. So trust me when I tell you, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's continue going. Anyways, success is rhythm. Momentum creates desire. Those with no movement in their lives become spectators, always watching, never touching. And again, like I said, let me break this down. Let me say this very, very raw, because I'm not afraid to charge my price because I know what's going to come from it. I have a package right now that is worth $400, but you can get it today for $280. You get 2 of my classes for the price of 1. And the class is $280 today. If you are interested and you are payment ready, fuck interested. If you are ready, because I don't want people that are interested. I want people that are ready. If you are ready, I want you to DM me and say, hey girl, I need that shit right now. I need it right now. Because I'm ready to reinvent myself. So if you are payment ready, don't waste my time. DM me right now on TikTok, on Instagram, whatever, and say, hey, I'm payment ready. I need to join right now. So let's talk about the second part of this. The second part of this is the cultivation of aesthetic alchemy. Now, a lot of y'all may say, what is aesthetic alchemy? Aesthetic alchemy is the ability to, think about it. It's your alchemy, it's your aesthetic, but you're transforming it. So A lot of y'all don't recognize that your aesthetic is the way it is because you don't show enough love to yourself. You don't look at the colors that fit your skin. You don't look at this like it's an actual science. For example, people don't understand that wearing certain hairstyles, wearing certain colors are going to take away from you because guess what? Every color has its own numerology. So for example, the color black adds up to number 11. The color white also adds up to the number 11. You feel me? The color blue adds up to the number 4. And you may say, how the fuck does that add up to this and this and that? B is the second letter in the alphabet. L adds up to 7. A is 1. C is 3. And K is 11. So when you add all that shit up, just like that, you're going to start to see how letters actually transfer to numbers too. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. That's why people say purple is royalty, right? You want to know why purple is royalty? Because purple is the color of the crown chakra. You get it? Are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting it? And then if you look at the word purple, the first letter in purple is P. P adds up to 7. Well, guess what? Purple Rain was made by Prince P, and Prince was born on the 16th, which is 7. You see how when he used the right numbers that correlate with his energy, it amplified him? Do you see that? I'm trying to tell you. So, wealth, opportunity, and success are not drawn to the mediocre. I hope y'all breaking this down. Wealth, opportunity, and success are not drawn to the mediocre. They gravitate towards beauty, refinement, and presence. This is not vanity. It's aesthetic alchemy. All right? The way you present yourself to the world is not superficial. It's a ritual of self-respect, a declaration of who you believe you are becoming. And when the external matches the internal, you create a perfect loop of magnetism. Let me break this down. How you gonna say you a star, but you don't dress like a star? You see how even your external, it may seem superficial, but it also reinforces how you view yourself. How you say you the shit, but you coming out, not taking care of yourself, not wearing your nice clothes, you wearing rags. Are you seeing how, are you understanding? How if you don't take care of your physical body, you're going to also feel that. You're going to feel like, damn, like when you don't brush your teeth in the morning, right? And you could feel, damn, I don't feel all the way put together. So you don't emanate as much confidence because deep down, you know some shit ain't right. You know you didn't take care of your vessel. So the way you present yourself is not superficial. It's a ritual of self-respect, a declaration of who you believe you are becoming. And when the external matches the internal, you create a perfect loop of magnetism. You attract because you embody the energy of attraction. Comment down the fire emojis if you're still with me. Are y'all still with me? Am I speaking too fast? Am I giving too much for y'all right now? Am I giving too much right now? Are you still with me? Am I giving too much? Let me know. Am I giving too motherfucking much? Because I want to make sure y'all still with me. I want to make sure y'all still with me. Like I said, if you want to join my class that breaks all this down to the T, my magnetism class and my magnetism class and my seduction of money class, what I need you to do is DM me now and say, hey, I want to join today. I want to join today. DM me now if you want to join, all right? My magnetism class is $99. If you want to join my magnetism class, DM me. If you want to get both of my classes together, they're $280 together, but the full price is $400. Somebody said, how to DM? Just DM me on TikTok. Just click my account and click message, all right? So, or you can click the link in the bio and purchase the class through there, all right? So, you must design your personal style with the same care that an artist shapes their masterpiece. Style is more than clothes. It's the energy of how you move. Thank you, Chandra, for the gift. It's the energy of how you move, how you speak, and how you exist. It's not about trends, but about becoming a living symbol of what you desire. Buy the watch that feels like wealth. Wear the fragrance that smells like confidence. Carry yourself as if you already arrived at the destination, even if you're just getting started. Is that making sense? Regina, the way that you DM, you click on my account and you click message. All right? You click my account and you click message. All right? My magnetism class is $99.91. DM me if you want to join. I also have my own app, so you can literally take, like, all my classes are on the app. All my classes are on the app. All my classes are on the app. All right? We about to get into it. We about to get into it. So, the art of energy architecture. Hold on. The art of energy architecture. Your energy is your blueprint. Every thought, feeling, and intention becomes a part of the architecture of your reality. How you feel dictates what you attract. How you feel dictates what you attract. If you allow yourself to spiral into insecurity, the world mirrors that. But if you root yourself in confidence, clarity, and ambition, life responds in kind. Energy architecture is about building the inner world you want reflected back at you. This requires ruthless honesty. Where in your life are you leaking power? Where in your life are you leaking power? Are there routines or people who drain your energy? Are you trapped in loops of overthinking, second guessing, and procrastination? Close the leaks, tighten your energy field, be deliberate in your thoughts, focus in on your action, and selective with the company you keep. Trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This ain't no game, baby. This ain't no game. This stuff is real. A lot of y'all don't know that y'all hang around people who suck you dry of your energy. They suck you dry of your energy. So again, before somebody said repeat, y'all want me to repeat that. Okay, I got y'all. Energy architecture. I'm gonna read it calmly. Energy architecture is about building the inner world you want reflected back to you. This requires ruthless honesty. Where in your life are you leaking power? Are there routines or people who drain your energy? Are you trapped in loops of overthinking, second guessing, or procrastination? Close the leak. Tighten your energy field. Be deliberate in your thoughts, focused in your actions, and selective with the company you keep. Okay? Now again, before I even go further, let me explain to you again why I know you need this class. Let me break it down again why I know you need this class. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. This class right here is the epitome of being able to communicate with people, being able to network, being able to be likable, being able to find people who buy into your shit. If you are a YouTuber, if you are an influencer, guess what? You got to be able to influence. Okay? So guess what? This class that I was telling you about, this class is a part of mastering your aura package. This is a course on becoming more magnetic, aims to help individuals enhance their personal presence and charisma, allowing them to attract and engage others more effectively. Participants will learn various techniques and strategies to develop a captivating aura and cultivate magnetic qualities that naturally draw people towards them. The course typically covers topics such as body language, vocal tonality, and active listening skills, which contribute to creating a magnetic presence. Let me show y'all something. I did a whole report on how simply knowing how to use your hands can make you more charismatic. So imagine the person that's like, damn, why isn't people watching their videos? And then their video is just them talking like this with no hands. And I told them, I said, yo, you have to start using your hands more when you talk so people can feel you. That's learning about body language. So for example, as you can see right here, your hands are your secret weapon. So trust me, you want to know how these celebrities, how these actors, how they're able to be so performative. You get what I'm saying? It's because they learned how to present themselves. Harvard actually teaches people how to be more persuasive when they give talks, when they give when they give speeches. You feel me? So, like I said, if you don't see the value in knowing how to communicate, knowing how to be magnetic, knowing how to get people to network with you, because let me tell you something, there are people right now that are where they want to be just because they knew how to attract the right people, period. And if you don't know how to use your energy to attract the things that you want, that's your fault, because you could easily learn. You could easily learn. This class right here, $99.91. $99.91. DM me if you're payment ready and ready to learn. I gave you guys so many gems. I gave you guys so much information on this live. If you buy this course, will it last forever? Yes, it is yours forever. It's one payment, and there's videos constantly being uploaded onto it. And I have an app that you're able to watch these videos. So it's this class, and it's also the seduction of money. And both of these classes will also teach you how to use your birthday. Because some of y'all, your magnetism isn't from being loud. Some of y'all, your magnetism is from being quiet. Some of y'all, your magnetism is from being sexy. Some people's magnetism is from being talkative or being affectionate. So it's all about knowing your birthday. You feel me? So like I said, if I was you, this class costs $220. This class costs $220. This class costs $99. So that's already about $320, but you can get both for $280. Or if you just want this one, it's $99. You feel me? So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to DM me. Somebody said you take payment plans. Just DM me if you are ready. Just DM me if you're like, I need to join the class. Because I know for a fact, my information was so fucking profound today, and you guys got the free version of shit. My information was so fucking profound. The way that I broke down magnetism to a science, whereas a lot of people are thinking magnetism is just some superficial shit. And they don't realize, baby, this is psychology. It is an actual science. And your birthday plays a part in it. You feel me? So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to go ahead and DM me, or you could purchase it in the link in my bio. And what I want you to do is, let's get into it. I love you guys, and later.